Good afternoon. Welcome to the first meeting of the House Transportation for the 2025 session. Want to take just a moment to welcome everyone. We'll get started here shortly and waiting on members to come in. I know it's a weather day and some people are having issues getting here, so trying to give them a little bit of time. Normally I like to start right at 12 o'clock. So with that, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bivens. Representative Branscombe.
Here.
Representative Bridges. Here. Representative Donworth.
Here.
Representative Dawsett.
Present.
Representative Elliott. Representative Hale. Representative Heverin.
Present.
Representative Hodgson. Here. Representative Huff. Representative Lehman.
Here.
Representative Lewis.
Here.
Representative McCool. Here. Representative Neighbors.
Here.
Representative Rorks.
Here.
Representative Smith. Here. Representative Tackett Lafferty.
Here.
Representative Thomas.
Present.
Representative Upchurch. Vice Chair Imes.
Here.
Chairman Blanton.
Present. And it appears we do have a quorum present and are duly constituted to do our business. I'd like to take just a moment to welcome all of our new members of the committee. We actually have 5 new members this year. Welcome to each of you. That's Representative Bivens, Representative Donworth. Am I saying that right? Donworth. Representative Dawsett, new member, but not new to those of us on the committee. Representative Lehman and Representative Rorks. Welcome to each of you to the Transportation Committee. I look forward to a productive session with you. And if any of you all have questions, you new members, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, okay, at any time. Also, the committee is fortunate this year to have Representative Mary Beth Imes, a veteran member of this committee, is serving as our vice chair this year. And Representative Imes and myself have already been and will continue working closely together in the future to help guide this committee. So congratulations on being the vice chair. I'd also like to make sure the members are familiar with our committee staff who are here to help with any research questions that you may have, or constituent questions, bill amendments, whatever. John Snyder, John's not here today. He's wasn't able to make it in. Dana Fugazi, Ashley Nash, and their legislative analyst, and Christina Williams on my right is our committee assistant. So please don't hesitate to reach out to them if you need help drafting a bill, amendment, whatever it may be. Great bunch. We have the best staff that there is here in transportation. So couple procedural items I'll go over since it's been our first meeting. One, please make sure your phones are on silence unless you want to take the phone call and we can all listen in. But otherwise, please silence your phone. If you wish to be recognized, just make sure you get the attention of Dana here on my left, or Christina, who will put your name on the list. Also, when you're called on, please make sure you're routing your questions through the chair. We don't want members engaging in cross-examination committee. This isn't a courtroom. This is a committee meeting. The committee will also observe the 24-hour rule for amendments in committee for our regularly scheduled meeting. Each Monday prior to one of our meetings, members will receive an agenda along with any amendments the committee will hear at the meeting and other relevant meeting materials. All these materials will also be on the committee's webpage. All right, got all that out of the way. Anybody have any guests they'd like to recognize? Seeing none, we will begin with our first bill on the agenda, and that is House Bill 15. And we have Representative Rudy here with us. Representative Rudy, please make your way to the table, introduce yourself for the committee and anybody you may have with you, and introduce them as well, and then you may begin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the committee, I have with me today primary co-sponsor Representative Jason Petrie and advocate for the bill Brooks Clark Young, who give him a little grace. He just got his braces on this morning, so he's not going to be able to present as much as he would like to. But we hope that should this be law, he will have his license before his braces are off. I bring before you today House Bill 15 that simply lowers the permit age in Kentucky to what it is in our surrounding states, the age of 15. We are technically an outlier on this matter. It used to be prior to 1996, a 1 month provision. You got your permit when you were eligible to get your permit when you were 16. A month later, you could get your full driver's license. In 1996, then Representative Bowling sponsored a bill and extended it to 6 months. So from the time, but he started it back at the time where you turned 16. Now Representative Bowling will tell you he was the most unpopular kid in school because it took effect right before he turned 16. We think that his foresight was smart, that more training is a good thing, but we just feel like we're an outlier here and we want to move, give parents the choice if they want to. And I've heard from parents and from students all across the state, from Audrey, from Ava, from Ashton, from Chloe, from Demi, from William, from Piper, from Sydney, from Jonathan, from Jackson, Tyler, Landon, Edie, Mary Catherine, Blake, Colton, Porter Grace, Jack Cook, who is watching at home, and some girl named Maddie who's worked her daddy very hard on this bill. This bill will intend to right a wrong. The youth of Kentucky deserve, want, and expect this. Harrison and Will Bowling deserve to be made popular since their dad was made unpopular by his dad. That's all I have for the presentation. Be glad to take any questions.
Motion on the
members.
bill.
Have a motion and a second on the bill. Is there any questions? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, please call roll.
Representative Bivens? Yes. Representative Branscombe?
Yes.
Representative Bridges? Yes. Representative Donworth?
Yes.
Representative Dossett?
Mr. Chairman, could I explain my vote, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to thank the floor leader for bringing this bill. Share with you early August. Bless my heart, I had 6th, 7th grade little girls riding in an automobile. I was taking them to school. And I had the conversation with them and told them that my friend was filing legislation and I was planning on co-sponsoring to allow them to be able to get their learner's permit at 15. And to hear the noise that came from that inside of that car of all of those young ladies and how popular I will be after we get this out of this part and into the Senate, I'm a proud yes.
Representative Elliott? Representative Hale? Representative Heverin?
Yes.
Representative Hodgson? Representative Huff? Representative Imes?
Yes.
Representative Lehman?
I'll pass.
Representative Lewis?
Yes.
Representative McCool?
Yes.
Representative Neighbors?
Yes.
Representative Rourke?
Yes.
Representative Smith?
Yes.
Representative Tackett Lafferty?
Explain my vote. I'm going to pass today. I did come in hesitant about this bill. I do have young ones at home myself, and I am an attorney by trade, and I do handle auto accidents and see a lot of teenagers involved in those accidents. But after hearing some of the provisions of the bill and taking a look into it, I'm hoping that this bill may actually help improve the concerns that I have. So today, though, I will pass on this bill. Thank you.
Representative Thomas?
Aye.
Representative Upchurch? Chairman Blanton?
Aye. House Bill 15 is reported with favorable expression, and the same should do so on the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the committee.
Thank you, gentlemen, for all your testimony. Next on our agenda will be House Bill 161, Representative Jackson. And anybody you may have you need to bring to the table, Representative Jackson, feel free. Once you get ready, if you will state your name for the record, you may begin.
I feel a little bit lonely up here after seeing that crowd giving testimony, but we'll do the best that we can. Kevin Jackson, State Representative, District 20, Bowling Green, and Warren County. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Chairman Blanton, and committee members. Thank you for the opportunity to come by today and discuss House Bill 161. House Bill 161 would allow third-party entities to issue driver's license renewals. Just renewals, not the initial driver's license. This legislation would leverage a tool already being used by many states to increase the access and availability of driver's license renewal services for Kentuckians. In 2022, Kentucky went from 120 counties that offered driver's license and renewals to 34 regional centers. So today we have approximately 1/4 of the driver's license locations that we had just 3 years ago. What does that mean for Kentuckians? Many folks are forced to drive long distances, wait in long lines, and deal with people they never met before. We ask the public to get online and make appointments, but many don't have a computer or Wi-Fi. I know some of you have heard these same complaints from your constituents because you have told me about the calls. Representative Hodgkins, for one, and I think some of the others have too. Right now, approximately 28 states allow third-party entities to issue driver's license renewals. In some states, it's a AAA office. It's an insurance office. Other businesses, even government agencies would be allowed, if approved by the Transportation Cabinet, to be able to do this. And I have heard that there are some government agencies in specifically smaller rural communities that said they would possibly like to offer this to their constituents again. That would be, again, up to them applying to the Transportation Cabinet and being approved to do that. Allowing third-party entities to issue driver's license renewals will help streamline the process and make it more accessible for all Kentuckians. That's why I'm doing this. I feel for the little old man and lady that have to drive for hours, an hour to get somewhere, not have an appointment, and stand in line for several hours in order to try to get their driver's license renewed. In other states already using this tool, benefits include savings in labor and overhead, extending service hours. Some of these places are open on Saturdays, some of them on federal holidays. Short wait times, decreased parking congestion, ADA compliant access. In closing,
Motion on bill.
You want to go on, or you ready to?
I'm ready.
Very good.
I'm ready.
We have a motion and a second on the bill. Is there any questions? We do have a couple questions. Representative Elliott. Representative Lehman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Representative Jackson. It's good to see you. I really enjoy serving with you. You're one of my favorite people here. I saw that there's going to be a fee. There's going to be a fee charge. Do you have any idea what that range may be? Because sometimes fees can get pretty exorbitant, but I think the point that you've made is really good in terms of our inaccessibility to these regional offices, and that does disproportionately affect older folks, I think. So I totally agree with you there, but I just saw the fee that's going to be charged, and if you had any idea what that range might be.
Very good question, Representative Elliott. We tried to kind of do a survey. On the average, it was $2 to $5 more than what they would pay at the regional center. I know myself, and I think you would too, I would be glad to pay $2 to $5 to stay in my county to go deal with somebody that I probably know from that county. So that's the average, $2 to $5 more.
Representative Lehman.
Yeah. Hi, Representative Jackson. Just a quick question about, does this apply to these new real IDs as well? Or is this, let's say, the older, only the driver's license or state ID cards?
Okay. The real IDs, I think everybody that's going to fly in the United States have to start getting those by May, have them by May. So it would not deal with the initial one. Kate, do you know would it deal with the real IDs after 8 years? Yeah, I thought that was the case. Probably any renewal, I think, would be available there. So we think that would be. Somebody asked me, I did an interview with one of the TV stations, would it be up and running by May in order to help the congestion that's going to probably hit these regional centers as far as the 8-year one? I can't see that being a big help, so I don't think it would be available by that time.
Representative Smith.
Excuse me, just real quick. The driver's side of it, have you thought anything about these counties where, and maybe in yours, like our kids have to take off school to travel to where they're doing the driver's part? And is that something that you've considered looking at? Could we have our local law enforcement instead of, I think it's done by the state police, could we look at maybe the sheriff's department being trained in it so they could do it? You're wanting to keep things back local, is my understanding of the bill. That's still an issue, is the driver's side. And, taking the test and the driver's side in our area. I know this bill doesn't deal with just renewal of license, but to get your license. Have you thought about that? Is that an issue in your area? It is in mine. I was just wondering if it was statewide.
Representative Smith, I've heard some of the same things that you have. Matter of fact, I heard one took off school. The grandparent took them to Hopkinsville to get the license. They didn't have the appropriate stuff. They had to go back home. The next day, they had to take off another day and go to Madisonville because they couldn't get an appointment in the Bowling Green office. But we didn't deal with that in this. We wanted to basically just kind of stick our toe in the water and say, let's try renewals this way. But I can see in the future that possibly that would be something that we could do. Again, anything that we can do to help our constituents, I think we owe at least to take a look at. So we would be willing to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Representative Donworth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Jackson, how would this work with the new requirement for eye exams?
Okay,
going into it?
Good question. That is a part of the new driver's license process, renewal or original license. They would have to have the refraction machine in these locations, just like they would at the 34 driver's license centers. From my understanding, you look into that refraction machine, it prints out. You don't have to be an eye doctor in order to be able to do that. It will print out and let you know what that vision is. If it's not appropriate or up to standard, you just wouldn't be able to get your license that day, just like you wouldn't be able to at the one of those 34 regional centers. You'd have to go to your eye doctor and figure out what's going on, and maybe you come back with a note from the eye doctor, and you would have to be restricted to glasses or whatever it is. But it would be the same process there as it would be at the other centers.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing no other questions, a motion second having properly been made. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bivens? Yes. Representative Branscombe?
Yes.
Representative Bridges? Yes. Representative Donworth?
Yes.
Representative Dossett?
Yes.
Representative Elliott?
Aye.
Representative Hale? Representative Hebron? Yes. Representative Hodgson. Representative Huff. Representative Imes.
Yes.
Representative Lehman.
Yes.
Representative Lewis.
Yes.
Representative McCool.
Yes.
Representative Neighbors.
Yes.
Representative Rorks.
Yes.
Representative Smith. Representative Tackett Lafferty.
Yes.
Representative Thomas.
Aye.
Representative Upchurch.
Yes.
Is he here? Okay. Chairman Blade.
Aye. Thank you for joining us, Chairman Upchurch. Better late than ever, as they say.
Well, it's been quite an interesting morning, but and I'd also like to record a yes vote on House Bill
15.
15. Yes.
House Bill 161 is reported with favorable expression. The same should do so on the House floor. Thank you, Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Chairman Blaine. And committee members, thank you very much.
That completes our agenda for today. My
we
goal for
adjourn.
this session is to keep a very brief agenda on each meeting. So with that, we are adjourned.